All right, folks, good afternoon. Let's go ahead and get airborne with our second full throttle session. We only have two more left. We have one tonight at 8 o'clock where we're going to be doing some sample training of the 8 sessions that you'll get when you get access. And then we have a schedule change. I forgot tomorrow. I didn't forget tomorrow. I'm flying up to Vermont and Parents Weekend to see my son. I forgot that the webinar is not at 1 tomorrow. It's going to be at 10 a.m. So we'll cover some schedule adjustments here. But welcome aboard. We had a great session yesterday. Everybody should have seen the replay page I had up there, and you all got access to the post. So we're I'm gonna open up the door. Actually, people have already. I think we have like. I was just talking to Susie Lowe. I think we already have 8 slots gone out of 50. So we have 42 and going down because folks who didn't get in full throttle last time, 2-3 months ago. Know where the sales page is, and they've already gotten on board. So this is pretty cool. So we're officially going to open our slots. I'll open it before here so you can start getting airborne if so desired. And then, hold on, let me mute everybody here. Everybody's muted. Real quick though, Shane joined us actually during that last full throttle about 2-3 months ago. Check this out. He was trading volatility with us, just closed all of my VIX and VXX positions for 23.5, and he was doing exactly what I was doing, which was what? No more than $5,000 risk per trade. I just closed everything minutes ago. I will look at the number of contracts, $5,000 risk for trade for him. Chuck's been here a while as well. Wiz, I used your intelligence and made $9,500 in one day shorting NDX and SPX options. Hell yeah, love hearing that stuff. And like I said, I love sharing other people's success with you because it's awesome. Like I said, it is. I'm very passionate about what we do here, and that's why I want people to get on board. Scott, I love how you do things. I am, this is the bad part of this. I'm 26 years Army. Sorry to hear that, Scott. I love how you do things. I'm 26 years Army, still learning. Your vol trade was spot on. When I heard you say go, I got in with 50 contracts, and I'm up $3,400 in my trade. I'll be enrolling and staying enrolled. Thank you for all you do. I look forward to dogfighting with you folks. Shane paid for 8 years of annual full throttle memberships with his volatility trades, and we're doing good. So like I said, why should you listen to me? You shouldn't. You should listen to some of these folks. PJ, I'm new to your stuff, and I think your marketing plan is genius. No other service I know does this, where a person could put on enough trades during the free sessions to actually pay or at least help pay for your service. Everyone else expects folks to fork over the cost up front in blind faith. Thanks, Wiz. I appreciate that, PJ. Arthur, seriously, Wiz, who shows trades before made? Who shows real trades issued that are profitable? You, Wiz, that is all just you, the plain truth. Larry, Wiz, you definitely have your collective stuff together. You're the real deal. I'm not going to sit here and go through all these. Kevin's been, he's one of my coaching clients now. He's a lifetime member. He's doing great with his Amazon stock. That was a while ago, man. He's doing even better than that. He's up 200%, paid $8,000, up at 24 grand. Ron LeDuc, Ron's been here since almost day one, 2011. So for folks who, there was a couple questions before I started in the chat box about smaller accounts. Again, I can't tell you what to do. I can't give you individual investment advice. Part of that disclosure at the beginning, but Ron started with $6,000, and based on the training he received here at Top Gun Options, it's over $175,000. So that one really, really brings a smile to my face. Tom's in here. Tom's been on board for a little while. He's up about 10 grand. David did Amazon TGO synthetic stock 2 months ago, 42 grand. Just good work. We're having a good time here. Let me brief you real quick on what a regular week looks like. And it's interesting because next week I'm actually going to be in upstate New York. So tomorrow I'm leaving to go to Vermont to see my son for Parents Weekend. And then next week I'm giving a keynote to Regeneron. Anybody hear Regeneron, the cancer research firm? So I'm giving a keynote in White Plains. I like to give my members a heads up when I travel around the country or the world where I'm going, because sometimes folks live there and we go out and get dinner and stuff like that. So I'll be in White Plains. So make sure you keep an eye on your email for next week's flight schedule, because it's not going to be normal. But here's the normal week, so to speak. Weekly options is Monday at 1 p.m., and that's about a half an hour session. and I'm kind of using the ski slope signs here, right? It's not like weekly options are, difficult or anything like that. They're just shorter time frame, right? They're just shorter, just shorter dated options. So usually we do that Monday at 1 o'clock. Tuesday, we do our primary live trade brief like we did yesterday at 1 o'clock. Right now, we're about to get into accelerated retirement, AR, a little longer dated trades. We're going to take a look at our transport trade, CSX, and that's doing awesome. And Jenny, should you go long Regeneron? I can't. I'm a fiduciary, unlike a lot of other people out there, Hillary Clinton and other folks who break their oaths. I'm a fiduciary with the companies that I do keynotes and work for, so I can't. I'm prohibited from trading in those names, and I obviously wouldn't tell you anything that's going on in Regeneron, but I would be bullish on Regeneron if they invited me to speak. And then finally, our last live trade brief of the week is usually Thursdays at 1 p.m. Okay. So this is a look at what a regular week looks like. Tonight we're going to do, so yesterday or whenever you should have watched the welcome aboard brief. Yesterday at 1 o'clock we did the primary live trade brief. Right now we're getting ready to start our accelerated retirement brief. And it's funny, for the past 1 or 2 years in a row, the AR, Accelerated Retirement, has been like one of our best performing portfolios. And we're going to open 50. Well, that number's wrong. That's, like I said, I think we're down to 42. We're around 40-ish, folks. People have already snuck in. And if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I love that. So good on you. Who was first? Eddie yesterday or whoever it was, like, dude, I'm in. And he knew where to grab the slots. Now I'm going to give you formally today where you can do it. But tonight at 7, I'm going to give us a sample vertical spread training, okay? Maybe we'll talk about the Amazon bull put spread, because today we might, I think we're going to look to get into another iron condor on CSX. We had one expire last Friday for a $3,300 gain, paid for an annual membership, and then some, with one trade in CSX. So that'll be tonight. Here's the big schedule change. This I got wrong. I think I've been saying till I've been blue in the face, everything's at 1 o'clock this week. Not this one. I think I fly out at 1 o'clock tomorrow out of Fort Lauderdale up to Vermont. So we are not doing it at 1 tomorrow. It is at 10. So 10 a.m. Thursday. If you can't make it, you're registered. If you're hearing my voice right now, you can watch the replays as well. Let me just show you where those are real quick for anybody who has forgotten. Right. And kind of a tough day for me. I mean, I guess it's one of those bittersweet days. Today is, and this is a funny picture. I posted this. This is, that's me, and that's my sister Monica. So I'm one of 6 kids. My sister Monica was killed by a drunk driver, her freshman year when she was going to school in Villanova. So happy birthday, Monica. It's always tough. This, so never good. It's never fun. All right, so here is the replay page, folks. This is the welcome aboard brief, and then if you scroll down and look underneath it, this is the PLTB from yesterday. So K3, he's doing awesome. He's right where he needs to be at this point in his life, man. He wants to be a Marine aviator, and he's such a good kid, man. I don't know what I did right. Top Gun option, that FT replay. Okay, so here's the replay page. I appreciate that, K3. I'll post some pictures on social media and stuff. It's going to be a good weekend. So here is the replay page. Everybody can see the replay from yesterday. This replay will be on here when we get done, and then tonight. So everything's on this page. And if you can use your thinking brain, like Eddie and about 7 other people did, you can click on this button right here on these pages and get to the sales page and grab your slot. So there you go. All right, I'm not going to give you my bio. You guys read all this stuff before. You guys know all about me, but we are going to open up the doors right now to our full Throttle memberships, okay? If you don't know about me, that means you did not you didn't watch the Welcome Aboard video. So make sure you watch that Welcome Aboard video to get a background, okay? Yeah, exactly, Steve. I'm not going to post anything to get me in the Facebook penalty box. So you guys know my background. I'm Wiz, flew Hornets for the Navy, went to Top Gun, graduated from Top Gun adversary training, I did 44 combat sorties over Iraq, went to Wall Street, and like I said, the Chicago great people, loved it, but just not. I'm a beach guy. I need ocean. I need water. I need sun. You visit snow. You visit misery. And then there's our squadron right there. So there's Matthew in the back, who we're going to go see parents weekend. There's Jack. There's Keely Grace, the apple of my eye, and there's Susie. So many of you who contact customer support, that's who you're dealing with. Susie, the beautiful and vivacious Susan, that's who you're dealing with when you're dealing with support. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to, again, let me get rid of these testimonials. We have a ton of testimonials, guys, and I don't want to hit you with them too much because I'd rather just get trading, and, it kind of speaks for itself, what we do here at Top Gun Options. Let me just go to the page. I'll do that. I know my marketing guys and I spend a lot of time on these slides. I just can't. That ain't me. Here's the page, guys, and let me walk you through it, and then we have to get airborne, especially because we got a Fed meeting coming up, and I want to see how the market's going to react. So here you go. There is the link to get airborne. Charles, let me read this. Charles Wiz attempted to join a squadron by signing up for Max Afterburner 3 times yesterday and once again this AM. I keep getting message. Missing purchase, have your customer service contact me. That's weird. Chuck, I will, Susie's on standby right now, and she can help you out. I'll give her your email. So folks, if you're ready, do me a favor, actually. I mean, we test, Chuck, I don't know if, we're having a problem here, but we tested the sales page and it should be good to go. So folks, if you're ready to go, here we go. So you see this big image on this page right here? This big image, it's one clickable image. So let me brief the tracks real quick because this is, it's good. Oh, okay. Welcome, Susie's. Susie's working and closing folks there. So Roy just joined Full Throttle Annual Max. Welcome aboard, Roy. So if you click on this big image, it takes you to the what the different tracks are. So let me brief this real quick. We have 3 types of tracks, so to speak, because anybody, if you've been in a financial training space, it's one size fits all, right? Here's our service, eat it. We don't do that, folks. We have 3 type of tracks. We have defensive, we have offensive, and then obviously the best value here is Max Afterburner. Let me brief you about defensive first. Here's what you get with defensive: $19.95 a year, $24.95, and $29.95. If you click on the image, like I said, you can find maybe the hidden monthly prices, but we usually only want to fill up with our annual memberships first. But here's defensive. You're going to get the full throttle training. Those are the 8 live sessions that I'm going to teach, and as soon as you sign up, folks, you're going to have access. Go underneath member content, go over to here to Full Throttle, go watch 2 or 3 months ago I did 8 sessions. An iron condor is an iron condor, folks. A bull put spread, these things, the tactics don't change. What I'm talking about back here in July might change a little bit, but go watch these. That's your homework. As soon as you sign up, let's finish our webinar first. As soon as you sign up, you have access to these 8 full throttle sessions. The last ones that I did, we're going to do fresh ones here coming up. But that's a great deal right there, getting access to all the older ones. You're going to get access to all the manuals. We have a primary, intermediate, and advanced workbook. Download those things. Start reading them, man. Just even if you, as I have no clue what an option is, learn it by osmosis. I used to sit on the train going from the Naperville to the Board of Trade, just reading the Wall Street Journal. I didn't know what collateralized or CDO or debt obligation I did after you just keep reading. You also get the primary live trade brief we did yesterday. We do an urgent alert service every once in a while, and then we do analyze your trade on Thursday. So every track gets access to these things. Now here's the difference between them. Just think of the term defensive. In the defensive track, you get access, in addition to all this stuff, to AR, which we're about to start right now, accelerated retirement, okay? So defensive gets all this stuff and AR, okay? Just think defensive, a little bit more defensive. Now, offensive gets access to everything I just briefed you, and instead of AR, you get the weekly options brief. Just think of the word offensive. Hey man, I'm dogfighting. I want to trade weekly options. I'm AR a little bit more, conservative. That's not for me. I want to be, dogfight a little bit more. Okay, that's the offensive track. And then if you're using your thinking brain, you can tell that the max probably has all that stuff and then this and this in there. You get weekly options and accelerated retirement. Okay, so that's the best thing. I'd say anecdotally, about 85% of TGO members are in the max afterburner, whether it's monthly or annual. And like I said, I want to get trading. I'm not a marketing guy. It should sell itself. You can scroll down here and get verbology of everything that I just briefed. What is in each track? Here's the 8 sessions you're going to get access to, from starting with, hey, this is my trading methodology and my intelligence sources, to what is a call, what is a put, and then by session 8, we're doing iron condors, man. So this is that Navy Flight School building block approach. Weather, aerodynamics, navigation, dog, how to take off, this, and then you're dog fighting. 6 months later, you're flying off of an aircraft carrier. So, like I said, folks, Navy flight training was designed to take somebody who's never even seen an airplane and in a short amount of time, put them off the front of an aircraft carrier, delivering justice. Same thing here at Top Gun Options. Never even heard of an option before, and by session 8, you're doing iron condors. We talked about Tamara. I posted, if you remember, I posted in the Ready Room Tamara's contact info. This woman didn't even know what the hell investing was 2 Februarys ago. She came to our live event in Miami, and the woman had incredible year and a half run investing. And thank God she did, because apparently it's paying for all of her medical bills. We called her the double vertical queen. She loved double verticals, bullish or bearish. Tesla starts to implode. Tamara would put on a bearish double vertical, make 1,900. This woman didn't know anything about investing, and with her Top Gun Options training, she ended up knocking it out of the park. I miss my sister on a day like today, but talking on the phone with Tamara yesterday, just absolutely brutal, man. A tree fell on her, like broke her neck. She was in a forced coma for a month, and I was getting ready to call the cops. She wasn't answering a lot of people don't answer my phone calls or my emails, and a lot of our members were concerned. So I gave her a call, or she reached out to me via email like, hey, man, do you even remember who I am? Because I don't. So we're a very tight-knit squadron here, folks. We have live events. You guys get in the Ready Room. The Ready Room is our interactive forum. Paul is our Ready Room skipper. He's in there all the time. Kevin, Bryce, Steve, a lot of good stuff in the Ready Room, folks. If you have any questions about trades or in between live trade briefs, I'll jump in there every once in a while. But it's good to hear from your fellow TGO members. That is priceless, absolutely priceless. The Ready Room. So I forget to add that to the page here, but this is the page, and it's real easy. go.topgunoptions.com/getft. And like I said here, I'll post this in the chat box. Once we get 50, before tonight, we're done. I'll still do the sessions, and maybe you can join us the next time. So there it is. Okay. Yeah, Rick, it's incredible that she's alive. I was going to send, we have one of our guys, Rich. He's a homicide detective. He's like the number 2 in his police department up in Michigan. I'm like, dude, you're driving to go see if Tamara's alive for credit. We need a wellness check. All right, that's it. We got to get trading here and doing stuff. Any questions? Like I said, everything's on this page. If you want to know how to get on board, and then you just click this big image here right there, and it takes you to the different options here. Obviously, and men lie, numbers don't. I'm going to show you an iron condor that we had on CSX that expired on Friday for a 30, the hell? Well, I'll show you real quick before we jump in and really start briefing it. This Kavanaugh shit, man, that poor guy, his wife, his daughters, what an absolute destruction of this country, ripping this country apart. Where is it? Where's our CSX Iron Condor? Let me scroll down here. There it is. It says CSX Iron Condor. So check this out. Hold on. So here's the CSX Iron Condor that expired on Friday. Stop. The 76, 76 and a half, 72 and a half, 72. Check this out, folks. We were risking $4,200 in this trade. By Friday's closing bell, $3,300 in the pocket, man. $3,300 right there. One trade on CSX. I think this was about a 2-week trade. Yeah, it was about 2.5 weeks. $3,300. So if you can do some math here, that one trade paid for a full throttle annual max right there. Like I said, I usually have my techie take down the monthly memberships because I'd rather get 50 folks who are committed and on board and ready to go. But the monthlies are on here, folks. I will tell you, and we've already, out of some of the 8 people that have grabbed their slots, they are monthly people who have upgraded. I'd rather you do a 12-month, month-to-month subscription, folks. I'm not a charity. I'm a business, and this is better for Top Gun options. But I'm telling you right now, these prices are the best deals. You get a hell of a bigger break. But hey, man, if you want to kick the tires for 3 months, and you know what, Wiz, I'm going to try a full throttle month. I guarantee you, in 2 or 3 months, you're calling Susie in support, going, "Hey, can I upgrade into an annual?" That's what's going to happen. See, half the people in the box are like, "Yep, I was a monthly and not a annual." Okay, it was, Kevin, a perfect iron condor all the way down the fairway. Diane, absolutely. The lifetime is even better. Our current not that anybody's going to jump. If you want to jump on board with the lifetime right now, it's $15,000, and then on December 31st. My birthday, hint, 31 December, 1968. So December 31st is my birthday. It's also the last day that lifetime memberships are $17,500. Each year they go up $2,500. So on January 1st, the lifetime membership goes up to $17,500. So Diane, you got a great deal. What were you, 12.5? So, no, Bruce, did that just happen? Jeff Flake is going to put the Kavanaugh hearings on hold. That guy is a human piece of shit. I can't stand Jeff Flake. If he does, I'm done. I will never. They're done. The Republican Party is done. If they cave to this crap, it's absolutely awful. Hey, Donald Trump should have nominated that female from the Midwest. Guess who his next nomination is going to be? Her. Let's see Democrats rip that. Now he should appoint even more conservative. This is all. I can't stand what's going on in our country. It is disgusting. Oh man. So yes, the lifetime is transferable. That's what only to immediate family members. Listen to me. It ain't transferable to your buddy down the street. If you would like to transfer it to your significant other or your children, the lifetime membership is transferable. All right, guys, we got to go. But that I don't even want to see that dude on my TV. All right, here we go. So Donald Trump today chaired the National Security Council. The National Security Council rotates the president. And Chuck, yeah, Susie should be emailing you if you want that full throttle max. I already sent her your email and Skype. She should pull that to the side. So this is he blasted. What a great, and love or hate the guy, and that seems to be the consensus in this country. People, you even mention the guy's name and their faces melt. That's one of the reasons I don't personally like the guy. My sister knows him very, very well. Real quick, I'm the underachiever in the family. One of my sisters, Kia Buckley, she runs Dune Capital in New York. So Dune Capital is a REIT. And one of her partners used to be Steve Mnuchin, who's the Treasury Secretary. So I had dinner with Steve Mnuchin. Who else was at that dinner? What's his name? John Corzine. That slimy, scuzzy guy from New Jersey, governor, senator, and head of Goldman Sachs. So my sister Kia knows the Donald very well. I'm not name dropping. I'm just telling you that she's like, the dude is what you see, what you get. The guy's a narcissist, all of it, but you know what you get. He's a New York real estate developer, and she knows him really well. So it seems like this country's so polarized. What I'm getting at is I sat here and watched Trump blast China about a bunch of things in front of the world, and I thought it was freaking awesome. He's not kissing anybody's ass. How did our 8-year apology tour work? Bowing to Saudi Arabian kings and kissing the ring, flying pallets of cash in the middle of the night to Iranian mullahs. It's off. It's ridiculous. Seymour, it's a good start with a rant. That way you'll pre-screen all the liberal whiners who might have joined otherwise. That dude, Allen or whatever, peeled out pretty quick yesterday, which tells me he's somebody typical because he didn't listen to me. And if he had watched the welcome aboard video, he would have not showed up anyway. But I'm glad people like that are gone. But hey, they're interfering in our election. But he's soft on people. No, his speech today absolutely blasted China. U.S. leader says he's being targeted. Why? I'm the first president to challenge China on trade. And he's the first president to challenge China on what else, guys? This. China blocks U.S. Navy warship from port call in Hong Kong. I've been to port calls in Hong Kong, I think. I can't remember them. Almost got thrown in jail by the shore patrol in one of them. But guys, this isn't good. So Hong Kong is China now, right? When I was there, it was Great Britain. It was part, and remember they turned it over at the end of the century and back to China and all that type of stuff. Good. Valerie is, I don't know what she got, but welcome aboard, Valerie. This isn't good. So China, what was the rant I was trying to get at was for 8 years, the Chinese took dirt from China, sailed into the middle of the Pacific to a bunch of atolls at low tide, dumped all the dirt, made a runway, put some airplanes on it, and said, China, 600 miles into the middle of the Pacific, we didn't do shit. Barack Hussein Obama, remember, he pulled out of Iraq. Remember, he was going to pivot to Asia. We're going to pull all of our forces out of Iraq. He created ISIS. Evil loves a vacuum, folks. We pulled out of Iraq with no follow-on plan just to fulfill a campaign promise, and he created ISIS, the JV team. And it took Trump to come in and drop like the Moab and tell these people, like, I'm going to kill all of you. I'm going to turn you into hair, teeth, and eyeballs. I'm not this guy who's going to kiss your ass. So in this pivot to China, what did he do? Nothing. We sat there as the Chinese Navy expanded China's borders 600 miles. And you know what this president does? He orders these guys to do what? Sail right through the middle of them. They get yelled at on the radio by China. You are entering. What are you going to do? Sink us? Why do you care about this, guys? You have to be briefed on this stuff, because if something does go bump in the middle of the night, was it 2003, 2004, whenever it was, when we lost an EP-3. Guy got an air medal and he should have been court-martialed. Remember, a Chinese jet collided with the propeller and these guys made an emergency landing. They weren't supposed to make an emergency landing. They were supposed to bail out after destroying all the secret stuff, and they didn't. What I'm saying, guys, is when something goes bump in the night, you're sitting on the couch watching a hockey game and the futures are down 500 points because something bad happens. I have to brief you on all this stuff, because trade wars can turn into shooting wars. The worst thing, U.S.-China trade war might cost the world much more than $430 billion of GDP. So, that's great, Larry. I appreciate that. Larry. Now I know Larry's being tongue-in-cheek. Let me read this real quick. Wiz, yesterday I told you my account was up 40%. To be more specific, I took my first trade under your guidance on 30 July, and as of today, my overall account is up 41%. So August, September, October. 2.5 months, folks. Larry's account is up 41%. Not bad for just under 8 weeks. I just wish you would tell us how you really feel. Thank you, Larry. I will. I'll try and be a little bit more honest and tell folks how I feel. So this trade war it's going to get worse. Yesterday, or the other day, China released a 71-page white paper that said, we're trying to save the world from the United States. Maybe that's why they're interfering in our election. They don't want Trump or Republicans elected because the guy's trying to make trade fair. This is getting ugly, guys. And if we have some time, we're going to talk about our China trades. What's next? Well, we don't even have a deal with Eyebrow to the north, man. Did he even meet with Trudeau? I'm sure he shook his hand and stuff like that, but everybody's worried about or wondering if he was going to shake the Iranian president's hand. That didn't happen, obviously. But we have no deal with Canada. We have no deal with China. And here we are just kind of sitting on our hands. So stocks are kind of in a holding pattern for the next 29 minutes ahead of the Fed rate decision. Obviously, this headline isn't worded correctly. Everybody knows what the Fed rate decision is going to be. I think there's a 100% probability we get a 25 basis BIP increase. I think there's a 98% probability that we get another 25 bips in December. What the market and what everybody's waiting for is what? And this is why I got to get moving, is the press conference. Remember, AR is every Wednesday and it's only an hour. Weekly options, 30 minutes on Monday, and then analyze your trade on Thursday, and then the PLTB on Tuesday. Those are longer. Those are like hour and a half ish and stuff. So we got to cruise because I got to listen to this and I got to manage some positions. So stocks are in a holding pattern ahead of the what the Fed's going to say. It's a press conference one. I got to be honest with you. This is one of the most. This is like the June 2013 Fed meeting where the market believed that that was going to be Ben Bernanke's first time that he starts to taper. Everybody remember that? They pumped $85 billion a month into the market, and we all got high and drunk on the Fed's liquidity, and then we got to take the punch bowl away. So it'll be interesting to see what the spoken word is out of today's Fed meeting. I love that Nike sucked and was down 2% at one point today. Another limousine liberal stock that's going to suck. Federal Reserve readies third rate interest rate increase. Duh. The central bank is prepared to raise rates, but like I said, if they take out what are the words? I had them written down somewhere. Accommodative, or this one sentence about the Fed stands ready to the Fed stands ready to give you a kiss on the cheek and wipe your boo-boo, and give you a Band-Aid. If they take that out, we might see a little bit of some worry out of the market. Excuse me. This is a canary in the coal mine. Hey, real quick, did everybody get today's sit rep? This is free, folks. Even if you don't become a member now or you don't grab one of the 50 slots or we get all 50 full, everybody should sign up for this. This is pushed to you when I do it. So sign up for this, please. Just your name and email. It's free every day that I do this. Okay, good. A bunch of you have. If you did not get today's video, my 10-minute, little bit of a rant, what's going on, look at some trades, this is free. It's called a sit rep, situation report. So let me put this in the box here. If you're not getting a daily free video from me, it is right there. There's no sales in it at all, folks. This is all content and all. It's all good stuff. So the link is right there. So make sure you sign up for that if you haven't been getting it. Okay. So let's go ahead and press here. Federal Reserve. Oh, this. Check this out. This was because I covered this in the sit rep. This is a canary in the coal mine. Insider selling is at its fastest pace in a decade. So if you're a TGO member, you know that I've briefed that September and October are usually historically the most volatile months in the market. And guess what? Not only are we looking at some potential serious volatility coming up, insiders are folks. When Mark Zuckerberg, who sold like $4 billion of stock before he really started to suck, the guy's got to be investigated for that stuff too. He was whatever. They have to make an announcement. They don't hold a press conference like, hey, we're going to have a press conference at noon to let you know that Zuckerberg's dumping all of his Facebook stock. So, they have to make a public announcement though. What is it? Their 13Q, whatever filing. It is at its highest pace in a decade. So, folks, when the heavies inside a company start dumping the company shares, is that like a bullish? Is that like a no? It's obviously they're the ones that sit in the back of the movie theater and they already have their exit picked out and they yell fire as we all get or as you all or non-members get stampled. We're gonna print money off of it once these guys. I hate that screen timing out. Once these guys really start bailing. So look at that headline, guys. The highest insider selling in a decade. What is that? Just coincidence that they're just in the mood? It means that they think their stocks or just stocks in general are overextended, or they think that the big Fred Sanford's coming, grabbing your chest and all that stuff. 2 more full throttle slides going, guys. That's awesome. Check that out. Okay. Let's go ahead and oil is, how about our ExxonMobil trade? We talked to ExxonMobil yesterday. It's not in this portfolio, but still real massive run out of ExxonMobil. Nice little taking a break here, and it might get back into a trading range. We'll take a look at an iron condor on that. And it's and it's Chris, that might be part of it. I mean, insiders might be sitting there going, "Hey, man, the Democrats might win in November, at least the House. There's no way in hell they're taking the Senate." And I guarantee you heard it here first. Not only do Republicans hold the Senate, they pick up about 2 or 3 seats easily. And I don't believe any of the bullshit about this red, whatever it is, wave. I don't think they take the House. I think this. I love that this creepy porn lawyer is doing this. Keep throwing mud. That little senator, that lady from Hawaii, who said all white men should just shut up. What country? I think this is great. I feel horrible for Justice Kavanaugh, his wife, and his daughters. This is exactly what we needed in front of the midterms. You could not have a more stark example of what's going on in this country. So ExxonMobil's doing great. I think oil's heading higher from here, and I'm not going to rehash all this stuff. I'm literally laughing as Facebook, Twitter, all these things are going to implode. It's just it's comical. Apple's stealing stuff from Qualcomm, and how about the Google executive told the Senate the other day, "We have made mistakes on data privacy." Google executive tells the Senate. What mistakes? He didn't say. And then what happens? We're going to keep allowing apps to scan data from Gmail accounts. So, guys, Apple listens to your phone calls. They give you a trust rating. These things are awful. We've been pounding the fangs into the dirt. Two of my private coaching clients are over, as of today, over $35,000 in bearish double verticals on Twitter. Just Twitter. The thing is awful. The CEOs of Beta Male, Man Bun, Vegan, Soy Milk, dude, this stock goes, every time we get one of these ledges, we sell it with a couple of my coaching clients, we sell bearish double verticals, and we have been printing money. This stock ain't going anywhere but down. Donald Trump leaves this platform, it's a $5 stock. Easily. And Facebook too. It's when the government, Jeffrey Gunlock, my spirit animal, when the government comes in to regulate or to poke around, there's either no regulation, hey, everything looks great, or stifling regulation. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Donald Trump ain't no friend of the fangs here or limousine liberals. And obviously they're the ones that are interfering in an election. They booted James Woods from Twitter because he posted like an anti-Democrat thing. Guy's got 2 million followers and they threw him off Twitter for like a week. It's absolutely horrific. Yep, Ray, that's what I just said, man. I'd be doing, I actually have a coaching call later today where we're going to be talking one of my private coaching clients about we're going to be doing another bearish double vertical here. So, Chuck, CSX took my 11K profits from the Jan 19 and rolled into the Jan 20s. Hell yeah. Look at that. 11 grand. And Chuck, those are just nice conservative Jan long-term trades, man. Those aren't weekly options or craziness. This is nice, slow and steady wins the race. So nice job, Chuck. There's 11 grand in your pocket based on what we covered here. Okay. Craig, I'm kidding, man. Well, yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with being a vegan. Vegan doesn't mean you're a prick. Being a prick means you're a prick. Love it, Craig. All right. Let's obviously the biggest thing, and we got to get going. Is the Fed meeting? We're in this little bit of we're in a holding pattern over O'Hare in a snowstorm, waiting to either land or go somewhere else to land. I don't think the Fed is going to be shocking, and if the Fed does shock or the guy says something crazy in a press conference, no, Mike, don't work with John Thomas anymore at all. What can happen? What else is going on this week? It's on the screen. So if the Fed shocks today in 20 minutes or after the press conference in an hour, the market goes, oh my God, and just completely freaks out to the up or to the downside. What can happen tomorrow? I covered this the other day. What can happen tomorrow if the Fed really does something nuts? Let me see. And sorry for looking at my phone, but my private clients get I stopped to talk to them. A couple of you got it. Damage control. It's on the screen. The Fed chairman speaking tomorrow afternoon. It's after market close, but he can still be the market soother or the market whisperer. That's why we have a weekly options trade on right now. That is long volatility. We have a kind of a trudge on this week, and it's looking pretty good. We're just gonna sit here. Let's VIX is down a little bit before I jumped on the air. The volatility index down about 3%. But this, remember, guys, a little bit of a pop. And, if we get back down here to below 12 or 11, it is a buy with both hands. This is an absolute. And remember, the president's supposed to be meeting with Mr. Rosenstein tomorrow. From all reports, the dude's staying. So I don't think we're going to have a Saturday night massacre. If you watched the theatrics the other day, General Kelly actually he knows all the cameras were on the White House. He went outside to make sure he shook Rod's hand and said goodbye, almost like giving him. It wasn't like Fredo and the Godfather getting a kiss of death. It was a handshake. So, yeah, exactly, Joe. Vol goes in afterburner. So, this yeah. Let's hold on. Volatility is kind of tactical here. So guys, I demonstrate my trades on E-Trade because I love the tools. I help build Options House. My trades go through a broker I don't feel like promoting since their business development department sucks. I will tell you this: if you're new to TGO, guess what? If you're a first responder, a cop or a fireman, or you're active duty military or a veteran, there is a brokerage firm where you get commission-free trading, which is absolutely stunning and has hooked me up a bunch. So that's what we do there, Greg. So we don't fire. I don't fire through Options House because the commissions suck. All right, we got to get going. Let's go ahead and exactly, Rick. He's not an idiot. He's not going to fire Rosenstein before the midterms. He's going to let that dude hang. All right, so let's take a look at our recent trades. Like I said, the CSX Iron Condor, we were risking $4,200 to potentially make $3,300. That went right through the uprights on Friday. It went right down the fairway. Great looking trade. CSX, when you become a member, I'm going to brief you on the 6 or 7 sectors that we are long-term bullish out to January. Now we can be long-term bullish out to January of 2021. You never have to buy another stock of your. Right now, guys, this isn't your father or mother stock market where Dad would buy GM shares, literally put them in a shoebox, and they're in the closet. The average holding time for any stock trade is like 4 to 6 months. So people are, buy and hold's dead. But we can buy and hold in Optionsville, man. We can do tactics called a long call diagonal or synthetic stock. We can hop in our time machine and get bullish on CSX, which is our transport play, all the way out to January of 2021. Yes, I'll put the link in here. Yeah, so I would do that. Whoever said that, like, hey, can you hold me a slot? I don't hold slots, so to speak. When these things are gone, folks, they end up being gone. I would imagine, hopefully by tomorrow, we have all 50. So there's the link right there, guys, in the chat box. And like I said, if you have any issues, Susie is available to answer any of your questions. Let me put this in here. Ishmael, before I left E-Trade, I got them to $3.95 per ticket and 25 cents a contract, the best I've done with the broker. That's actually pretty good, Ishmael, but it doesn't beat free. And I'm not going to name the broker because I just, they're not. And the options where I trade, where I execute mine through, it's a little clunky. I like this platform. All right. So folks, we have an existing, we got to get going. Like I said, I want to listen to the Fed here. Last week, we put on a new January 21. Look at this, a new CSX Jan 21 long call diagonal with a protective put. If you don't know what the hell a Jan 21 is, a long call diagonal, or what a protective put is, don't worry about it, folks. That's what you're going to get in the 8 training sessions. And tonight at 7, I'm going to give you a sample training session, okay? But if you're real quick, you can take a screenshot of this or, pull out your cell phone and take a picture of that. But this is the trade we looked at last week where we could get long-term bullish on CSX. This is a transport, guys. I'm not going to give you, I don't want to eat up bandwidth giving you my strategic mindset and commit criteria on this. When you join, you can watch and learn. Here's the replay to last week, and here's the trade. So this is our transport. This is a hell yeah. Take a look at this chart. Look at when we got into CSX, man. You ready for when we got into CSX? It was a Gordon Gekko moment. What the hell's that mean, Wiz? Does anybody, non-members only, if you're not a member, I want you to answer this. Does anybody know? I got in right here. Oh, Wiz, come on, man. I thought you're the guy that makes fun of people that say they got in at I got in right here. Does anybody know why I got in right here? What this gap was? Non-members only. One person got it. The CEO died. Massive gap down in the stock. They did not have a replacement picked. So whenever, and I had been itching to get into a transport. I used to work at FedEx. We got Fish as a FedEx JP. We got a lot of FedEx people here. I used to fly, but I like the rails more, to be honest with you. I'm kind of a Warren Buffett guy like that. Short story long. This is so when the dude died, God bless him, they didn't have a skipper in waiting. Look at what we did. We got in right there. I said, this is perfect. It sucks the dude's dead, but I'm Gordon Gekko. It is up, just the stock, ladies and gentlemen, is up 44% since we got into it. This trade, if you count all the closed trades, winners and losers, it's up about 60 grand based on our front month spreads. Absolutely cool. So I appreciate the Ishmael. That's awesome. I every once in a while, I remind people to call their broker and do the whole, I need to close my account. Why? I just send me to the account closing department. Why, Mr. Buckley? Well, your commissions are too high, and I found somebody better. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put you on hold for 10 minutes to talk to my boss, and then they go get a cup of coffee, and they come back and give you a better deal. Always call them 3 months. Put on your calendar every 3 months. Call and threaten to leave your broker until they give you your low rate. So, anyway, guys. So once you join, go watch the last week's Accelerated Retirement Session and look at this. This is a yes. This is a Jan 21 transport. Two years from now, CSX is going to be a $150 stock easily. We had some volatility trades and hedges. And then, like I said, the Iron Condor. I want to look at an Iron Condor on CSX now. Okay. Right meow. It has, look at the run that CSX has had since earnings. Look at this gap up, the last earnings, and earnings coming up are the 16th, I think. Confirmed. Even though it says confirmed, ladies and gentlemen, the only place, yeah, and Paul, Robinhood has free trades. Michael, Tastyworks has free trades and great platform. This is all good stuff. When you become a member, go in the ready room here. And we have great discussions about brokers, and I got this price, and call Steve over at Wiz Trading or whatever. There's some good stuff in here, guys. This is where we get in and we talk about all that type of stuff. So as soon as you become a member, get in the ready room and you can see what other folks are saying about the brokerages. But the only place to confirm when earnings are, it ain't your brokerage platform. It's not Whisper Number. It's not Yahoo Finance. It is the CSX Investor Relations page. That's where all these people get it. So I have seen this be wrong. So, if you want to play Cliff Clavin, trivia at it's a little known fact that the only place you can do it. You got it, Andrew, the Investor Relations page on their website. So earnings are on October 16th, which means, when's October expiration? So the third Friday, 1, 2, 3, the third Friday of each month is when regular equity options expire. So if you see this right here, it says Oct 18. That means 1, 2, 3. That means technically the day is October 19th. So I'm not placing a trade through earnings. So let's go a week in front of earnings and take a look at the October 12th. A couple things. Last earnings, this thing had a gap move up. So look at this. Since last earnings, so since we got into it, it's up 44%. Since the last earnings, we are up, what's that say? It It's not popping up. I'm holding it. There we go. It should be, what's that say? 10%. This thing popped and it hasn't, once it leveled out right here, it was on a tear and we kind of got out of the way. Once it leveled off, we've been doing a tactic called an iron condor. So the trade that, and for the sake of time, I might just do the bear call spread first. So an iron condor, folks, if you're like, man, I'm hanging on by my fingernails, Wiz. I don't even know what a put or a call is. Don't worry about it. We're going to give you the training. So an iron condor is nothing but a range-bound trade. I think it's going to stay within this range. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do is a tactic called an iron condor. And today I'm going to do what's called legging into an iron condor. Okay, what do I mean by legging into it? I'm not going to put both trades on at once. So up here is going to be a bear call spread, and down here is going to be a bull put spread. I think, I call it a football trade, right? These are the sidelines. And this CSX can run around in this thing, just don't step out of bounds, okay? And maybe that's what we'll do. I'll do the bear call spread now, and then tonight, in our vertical spread training session, sample session, we'll put on the bull put spread. So I know the market's closed, but we'll take a look at what the bull put spread would be. Hi, Mark. Welcome. So, Mark, welcome aboard. Mark, we got a lot of Marks. We got to figure out where you're from. So, Jenny, CSX concussed. We have an October 5th, 2.5, 200. You're talking about Raytheon, not CSX. We got to stick with Raytheon here, guys. I respect people's time. The highest we've seen out of CSX lately has been the 76 print. So let's go out to October 12th. Let's scroll down here and look at our expiration. Let's take a look at maybe the 75 and a half. The 75 and a half, 76 bear call spread. Let me just throw some stuff around here and then, because it's moved around a little bit since I got on. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to slow down, but we got to get going because, like I said, I want to listen to the Fed chief here. So this is, you should have your trade plan printed out and sitting right next to you. If you don't have it, it's sitting right there over here where it says handouts. Look over in your control panel and it says handouts. You can click on that and download the trade plan. So strategic mindset right now, as I covered yesterday, I'm volatile. You can be bullish, bearish, volatile, or neutral. I think we're gonna smack around here for a while. Step 2, the target. My target today is CSX. That's the stock, the ETF, the index that we're going to trade. Step 3, commit criteria. I've kind of fumbled through it. Hey, earnings are on October 16th, and stocks here comes the commit criteria. Stocks tend to channel going into earnings. What's that mean? Legally, the heavies and the company enter what's called a quiet period. Usually there isn't, unless the skipper drops dead unexpectedly. Usually there are no big announcements out of a company before earnings. Yes, volatility is going to go up, and that'll hit our Vega and stuff like that. Greg, that good question, man. That's kind of what I'm going to kind of segue into. Earnings are uncertain, right? They're a coin flip. This is why I don't trade earnings, folks. I don't know how many times as a young retail options trader, as a young Navy officer, I'd get earnings right. Hey, they crushed it, and my calls are losing money. Or they're forward, hey, we blew it out last quarter. Next quarter is going to be awful, and their forward guidance sucks, and the stocks implode. Do not trade earnings. You can do the straddle and strangle and stuff like that. I just don't do it. Why? We don't throw darts here, folks, or make guesses. So I'm not an earnings guy. But as Greg or George alludes to here, when you're going into earnings, uncertainty increases, right? The implied volatility in these options are going to increase. So, but I'm not a big volatility trader when it comes to something like that, because all I care about is by next 2 Fridays from now, October 12th, that CSX is trading below 75 and a half. So I said the highest we've seen lately has been the 76. So to get a little bit more premium, there's 75 and a half. That was resistance there. That was resistance there. A little pop up to 76 here, but we haven't CSX hasn't got back on its horse and galloped higher. Here's what I'm getting at. One of the reasons I'm selling the bear call spread first is that the stock's up today. Well, wait a minute. Does that make, it should make sense, right? Since the stock is going up, I'm going to get a little bit more premium by putting on a bear call spread. So tonight, in our 7 o'clock session, I'll talk about putting on what? The bottom, the bull put spread. All right, so I'm going to look to sell 150. Why 150? Give me 2 minutes and then I'll explain it. I'm looking to sell 150 of the October 12th. I told you why. October 12th, 75 and a half. I told you why. Calls. What does that mean? That's me saying, hey, CSX. Yeah, what's up, man? It's Wiz. What's up, Wiz? I don't think you're going to be above 75 and a half by October 12th. That's me talking to CSX saying, I don't think you're going to be above that by this. What if I am wrong? Which, gasp, it can happen, folks. I can be wrong. What if, breaking news, Donald Trump, infrastructure, I'm going to, huge. Nobody does spending bigger than me. Huge. CSX, love it, long. What if CSX has a rip your face off rally? This is why we're doing what's called a spread. I'm going to buy upside 76 calls. So if this thing does have a rip your face off rally, we're long CSX above 76. CSX can go to a quadrillion and our losses are capped out. Okay. So this is, I'm not necessarily bearish. I just think it's going to stay range bound, but let's say I'm bearish. I'm using calls and it's a spread. This tactic is called a bear call spread. Now, if you're relatively new to options and you hate it because something can be called three things, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's a credit spread, folks. You're getting paid to do this. You're the house. The Ferrari dealer down the street doesn't look like the Ferrari dealer because it's a charity and gives away. You want to be the house. I like selling things. And if we are ever going to do a debit spread, I'm cheap, man. I'm going to show you a secret tactic that Tamara never knew what an option or a stock was. And after about a month here at TGO, she's making triple or quadruple returns using a tactic called a double vertical. So we'll get into that after you become a member. But yeah, so it's a vertical spread. It's a credit spread, but we call it a bear call spread. Now, let me hang on a second because I want to grab a screenshot of this. Why? Because as you saw yesterday, I put the damn screenshot of the trade on the replay page so you can see it. Save as. What's today? CSX, desktop CSX, and 926. Okay. And all right, now we covered this yesterday, but I'll do it every time in our training. I've had folks that are here 8 years at TGO and they love that I still do the same thing. You ready for this? I'm going to click on this analyze button. This is why I like this. I like this platform over Brand X that gives me free. Well, you get what you pay for. So anyway, I'm going to click analyze. 3, 2, 1, and the first and only place our eyes ever going to go are going to be here first. Why? Well, Wiz, I looked here first. I want to make $2,000 in 2 weeks. Not if you're not willing to risk that. So I asked for 2 minutes, right? This risk of $5,400 in this trade is based on what? 150 contracts. So I showed you, what's his name, Chuck, who started with $6,000 here at TGO, and it's up to, what do you say, 175? Guess what? When he started with his $6,000, he wasn't doing one CSX bull put spread and risk. You have to come up with your own SOP. Wiz, my SOP is I don't want to risk more than 2.5% of my model portfolio, which is, I don't know, 25. Hey, man, I can't tell you what to do. You're getting the eavesdrop with what I would potentially be doing, right? So once you say, you know what, Wiz, that would suck if that happens, but I know my risk. I accept it. I'm the pilot in command. Now we can bring our eyes up to here and say, all right, our max potential profit is $2,100. In 2 weeks with using at the money volatility in the options that we're looking at right now is 66%. Okay, that's expected. All right. Now, with a spread, This is exact. I love spreads, man. So 67% of the time, this trade's going to make 2,100 bucks, and there's our break even. This trade makes money 3 out of 4 ways. You see this blue line right here? That is CSX, the current stock price. What can CSX do? Well, it can go down a little whiz, and this trade makes money. Yep, check. It can hang out, which is what it's been doing for a while. I just showed you. We've been doing iron condors and spreads on CSX. See, this is well. I'll finish up with that speech. CSX can just hang out, and this trade makes money, right? We covered yesterday. Unchanged on the day equals what? Time decay. We get theta. When you sell something, when you sell your house, you sell a car. As soon as somebody buys it, it depreciates. So you want to be the seller. Now, folks, CSX can even go up. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it can go up as long as it stays below what? Our break even. And in our academic training over a glass of wine tonight, we'll talk about the math. But we're lazy here, folks. Back in the old days, I had to do mental math. Oh, God, public math. But nowadays, it's all on your brokerage platform. What's my break even? Well, I'm taking in a credit. Whatever. Just look at the damn screen. The only way this trade loses money, folks, is if CSX gets on its horse and has a rip-your-face-off rally. 3 rate hikes in 2019. Hold on a second, guys. This is their dot plot. Wow, the market's going to rally here. All right, guys, let's try. I try and get this trade on. CSX is already starting to go up. This is usually the initial reaction, like I say, is wrong, but that's pretty damn dovish. So the Uncle Fed just kissed our boo-boo and is saying nothing bad can ever happen to us again. I think I can't stand this. The Fed needs to be cranking interest rates like you read about. This is not good. All right, let me I'm supposed to be on my hedge fund call on all these Fed meetings, but they know I have my full throttle launch. But I'm dying to watch this stuff. All right, let me cover 2 things real quick. I'd look to try and get filled on this thing at 14 cents. It's already down to 13 cents, so it might be up 150 bucks already for those of you that got into it. I'd go as low as 13, and I'd go as high as 15. That's my range. Okay. Anything outside of that, the risk to the reward is either too great or too little. And we'll cover that in our academic training tonight as well. This is why we have the full throttle sessions, guys, the academic training, so I can sit in the live trade briefs and go, hey, any questions on this? Go watch the training videos. Instead of sitting in here for an hour and a half talking about an iron condor and a bear call spread, I can point you to the direction of the videos, and you guys can watch them. Okay, so that's what you need to do. So this is CSX. The adjust level on this trade, if it moves against me, would be about 25 cents, and so that would be the adjust, and then I'd maybe eject out of this trade. This is easy math. I just double the credit that I take in, and that's my maybe eject point. I'd maybe eject out of this trade if it went against, because I don't want to lose that for full 5,300 bucks, folks. That would suck. Right? So maybe I decide to bail out of it at these points. These are the 2 points in a trade where I scratch my chin and go, all right, man, what's going on here? I'm losing a little bit of money. Should I adjust or eject from the trade? Does that make sense? We're going to talk about this tonight in our training. So, and then obviously the profit target that I have, my SOP for profits on a credit spread is 789, 70, 80, or 90%. If I'm seeing a 70, 80, or 90% profit on the credit that I took in, I get out of the damn thing, guys. How many of you have said, been looking at like a 90% profit in a credit spread, and all of a sudden, you know what? There's only a couple days left to expiration. There's like 500 bucks left. I'm going to stay in it, man. I want to squeeze every penny out of this thing. And then you wake up and the CEO's dead on Friday and the stock's down, 20%. Don't do that, man. It's right at the top of our slides. Discipline, risk management equals what? Superior execution, man. Those aren't marketing words. That's me. Be disciplined in your trading, manage risk, and you're going to see some pretty damn good execution. Okay. So that's my conference call. Guys, I need to jump. We're going to cover more of this stuff tonight. Yeah, whoever just asked. And like I said, we used to do 6 full throttle sessions throughout the entire week. I've whittled it down to 4 because if you can't see after a couple training sessions that, you know what, this guy either knows what he's talking about, he's got some good members, I wouldn't mind being, joining. It should be in here. So, Kirk, we'll cover that stuff tonight, man. But I like the way you think. Yeah, let me cover the bull put spread tonight in tonight's training. I don't want to throw in a Hail Mary bull put spread out the door as because it's just not professional for me. So we need to watch the press conference, guys. Grab some popcorn and watch this. If the market gets too overheated and too bullish, I guarantee you tomorrow in that speech he's a little bit more hawkish. Watch. I make a career out of doing this, guys. We're usually pretty damn right on here. K3, blessings to your sister. I thank you, K3. I appreciate that. It's a definite. I'm watching CNBC, Kirk, right now, which makes my skin crawl. I usually watch Bloomberg or Fox Business, but CNBC. But I want to either any of the business channels should have his press conference on there. So, all right, guys. So we're officially open. I lost count. Susie was talking to people in the chat box or dealing with people on the phone. I could hear to grab their slots. They're all right here, folks. I prefer you do an annual. You're going to prefer to do an annual too because it's better. It's a better deal. But folks, if you just want to kick the tires for a couple months and then give us a call and upgrade, we can do that too. So everything is on this page. Just click on the image on the Full Throttle page, and then I'll update you tonight. I think we're probably, just based on anecdotal evidence, looking in the chat box, we probably got rid of half. When we hit 50, guys, we don't take any more. So the people, because I saw a question earlier, like how the other people get in. It's because they didn't get in the Full Throttle 3 months ago, and now they knew they had the link already from last time. So as soon as we reopened the door, they were smart and Johnny on the spot. So, John, we don't do text alerts in accelerated retirement. Larry, sincere condolences to your sister's. Thanks, man. That's one of the reasons I'm on the board of directors down here in Fort Lauderdale for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I'm flying to Dallas. I know we got a lot of big people who live in the Big D. I'm doing a 2-day event for the board of directors, the National Board of Directors for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Senseless, man. I remember my dad screaming in the middle of the night, getting a call from my older brother at the hospital, letting my father know his daughter was dead. Horrific night. I would never want anybody to go through that again. So I'm very passionate about a lot of things, guys, but I'm very passionate about that too. Okay, I got to jump. I'll leave the sales page up here. The replay will be posted on this page shortly, and it's also going to be posted, obviously, on our Accelerated Retirement member page. For all of you who, as my phone's buzzing, I know those are people grabbing slots, get in here and start watching the Full Throttle sessions, man. Get in there and start watching the academic training. We'll do a new big chunk of 8 sessions of those trainings here, not next week, because like I said, I'm up in New York giving a keynote. Probably the week after that is when we'll start our training, okay? If you have any questions, guys, give us a call, 754-300-1084. You don't have to call an order by phone, guys. It's 2018. There's something called the internet. It's funny when people call to like order. I mean, you can, but it's the internet. Click on this thing. So, all right, guys, I got to run. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge and God bless. Yeah, I'll put this in the chat box, 754-300-1084. And then I'll see many of you tonight for our vertical spread training, and we'll take a look at a bull put spread on CSX and legging into this iron condor, and or we'll take a look at that Amazon trade too. So, all right, guys, sorry for cutting it short, but we got to talk Fed. What did I tell you? The Dow went up to 90. I said the initial reaction is usually wrong. 90% of the time, the initial reaction's wrong. It's all the algorithms and the black box trading reading headlines, and then when humans start looking at it, they're like, wait a minute, this might not be so good. So grab your popcorn and go watch the press conference. So, Werner, it's 7 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock East Coast. And then 10 o'clock tomorrow is going to be our last live trade brief for Full Throttle, okay? And then we're going to get airborne without you guys. You bet, Werner. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tonight. God bless. Bye-bye.